20th of April 2023, Thursday. Let's discuss today's market technical outlook with the TWB system, shall we? Disclaimer applied. Now let's take a look at the China 850 first, and you can see that is what I was saying yesterday about the potential problem if China market failed to hang on. So what we saw was that yesterday we saw some selling and I was pretty concerned, and the way it stopped at my technical point, I was really telling myself that this is going to be a pretty important warning. Now, if the market stays up, it should be able to retaliate and going back up to this point, 13,662. But I also mentioned that if the market breaks the technical point, we may see the market coming down all the way to the 13,183 level, which it really happened. And crazy enough, the market actually stopped today at an MA 200, nothing more, nothing less, just exactly above it. So what does it say? That means that the market now is really at a very precarious positioning. It can actually send two messages. One, the market found base in the MA 200, and this time around is going for this, okay? So this is the positive side. Now the negative side, with the selling cascading in a heavier weightage today, we may see the China 850 going back to touch the 13,000 level instead. So what do you think, guys? Upside 13,662 or downside to 13,000? This is going to be a very interesting proposition here. So we will need you to tell me, guys, if you have any inside information, please let me know. All right. So we're going to we'll look at this tomorrow. Okay, let's go to the Dow Jones right now. Well, the Dow Jones, we can see is that today's continue to be a black candle. And of course, after 3 days of consolidation or 3 doji, we should expect the market to move today. So truth be told, the market choose the downside pressure first. Okay, the next KCB, there is something that I believe will happen. It's 33,648 because this is a fresh chocolate bar. So based on algorithm trading, most likely the market should be heading towards this level later on, 33,648. My personal opinion is that once you hit this level, consider to take some profit from there, because usually that is what will happen, and it may rebound. But of course, once if the selling pressure is torrid and strong, we may see going down to the next fresh chocolate bar, which is 33,550. Now, why I skipped the 33,612? Because if you notice that it's a KCB, meaning that it's used before. Now, of course, it can be strong support, but just like if you look at fresh to fresh chocolate bar, then 33,648 first, then the next one will be 33,550. Okay, so that is my view using the KCB. Now for the TWB system, we can see that it broke below the BNB SL level. Now the BNB SL level, let me just bring it in. The BNB SL level is at 33,813. All right, so at BNB 33,813 is the BNB's SL level. So once you break below it, by right, the next target it should be going with the BNB extension, and that's 33,473, which is like about 400 points away. Now, with the KSI rate right now, it is very, very possible to actually see the downside. But the thing is that the KCX momentum is still positive. So which means that on top, there will be sellers, but at the bottom, there will be buyers. Got it? Yeah. So that's why this type of chart trading, right? You have to sell high and try to buy back when it's at low end, and you can't really stay on the way because most likely there will be buyers coming in from the bottom. Okay. Now that is on the downside. Now, of course, to be fair to the upside, if the market can recover back above 33,897, then the first target it should be easily managed to go will be this 33,942. That is the MLP for today. Okay. So let's see how it goes from now. But based on what I'm seeing on China and regional market, I think that the downside pressure is kind of higher, right? Don't you think so? Okay, let's move on to the next market, which is the NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ is really having it right now. The NASDAQ is trading, giving basically all the recovery yesterday is all gone. The NASDAQ is down quite a fair bit. The opening price basically was here, and of course we have a couple of dojis side by side, yeah, but I think this is it could be 4 dojis, I can't remember exactly. But the point is this: the market recovered yesterday, but now all the gains from last night has all been gone. And from the way it's moving right now, it does seem that the trajectory is going to go for, it's a KCB at 12,856, because that is a fresh chocolate bar. Can you see over here? All right, so if the market goes towards that fresh chocolate bar, 12,856, there is a possibility that the market could hang around here, because you can see there's a multiple KCB around this area after the 12,856 being done. Now, only if the market really loses 12,847, then there could be a flash selling that could bring the NASDAQ all the way down to 12,630. Now, I don't think this will happen today or tomorrow, maybe next week. Yeah, what do you think? Now, the KSI, as you can see today, is a DJDD on the NASDAQ. So therefore, below OP is a sell, and that's the reason why it's selling. And of course, the pivot one was 13,063. Now, by right, it opened above pivot one, it should be a buy. But once the market goes below the pivot one, you have to sell. There's no other way out. And interestingly, that we can see when the KSI is green and the KCX is blank. So with these two information, I will say that there will be some buying interest later in the later stage, like KTR -2, -3 area. Do expect that. Now, if the market do really sell down all the way later on to the chocolate bar with 12,856, I really want you to buy back your position, because with the KSI green and the KCX is blank, most likely there will be some buying interest when the price is low enough. What do you think? All right, let me know in the comment box. Okay, so that is the NASDAQ. Let's look at S&P 500. Now, yesterday, we already talked about the S&P 500 trading around these two areas because of the case of the consolidation of the dojis, right? So the thing is this right now, what it's going to look at is that the market is trading down. And most likely, if it's going to be going down further, the KCB that is available for us to utilize will be 4092. Now, based on the current price right now, 4123, the KCB is 4092. We're talking about almost 31 point. 31 point times 8 itself is about 240 to 150 points. So if you look at the Dow earlier, it is possible for the Dow to drop another 200 points, right? And then trigger all the KCB that we mentioned earlier. Well, it's all possible. Let us see whether this can give us any insights. Now, for today, the TWB chart shows that it's a DJDD, so which means a directional day. And look at it, the moment it opens straight away, the market seemingly know what to do and start to sell. Now, likely it's because the S&P is down because of the NASDAQ that is coming off right now. Now, S&P has the weightage of both Dow and NASDAQ counters, so I think that represents everything. Now, if the S&P continue to drop, right, the first target will be 4116. Okay, that will be the pivot 2 level. KSI is green and KCX is blank. All right, that means that there will be buying interest. So undeniable, if the market go to 4116 level, it will be a smart idea to book some profit first. Okay, the market may go down lower because it's directional day, but you don't want to take that risk. Okay, so take note, when the price go lower, consider to take some profit. Okay. All right, so that is the US market. Now, I apologize for my voice. The breath of my voice was, I'm actually breathing difficulty. Yes, indeed, because I think I have COVID again. So that's why I need you to understand where I'm coming from. Yeah. Now, this is the Hang Seng. Hang Seng is closed for the second session. So now going for third session coming up. Now, for Hang Seng, it's pretty clear. Today, it didn't really go down despite the China market was down. The China A50 Hang Seng market traded upwards, but just like it was being resisted because of the China side. So if you look at it, right, it's because it stays above OP, so there's a flash point, and it opens basically between the two pivot. It's a second flash point, and very interesting. I'll show you this, guys, is that the pivot itself was 20,291, and the low of today was 20,287. So the market actually touches the pivot 1 and recover, and that means that we are having a inverse pivot. Yeah, normally inverse pivot, the market will most likely go and test around those technical points. All right, KSI is definitely green and gets no KCX, so bullishness. That's why you can see when the price comes off, right, the market indicator shows that the boys are going to buy. And that's why once the market went down, you can see that the Hang Seng actually recovered. Let me show you the 5-minute chart. That'll be even better to show it to you. Okay, so you can see that the market really came down beautiful, very nice. It came down all the way to the pivot 1, which is stopped there brilliantly. And then after that, it just rebounded, all right? And it comes together very clearly that if you actually know the technical point, you will know that 28,291 is a level that you shouldn't short it, because it should be able to get a rebound from there, okay? So there's something, once again, you learn something from the TWB system. So hopefully that you guys can join us here in the near term. Now let's look at the Nikkei. Now on Nikkei's front, right, I'm kind of concerned right now. Nikkei did a doji this today, and if the next day it opens, the next thing to watch out for is 28,361. I kind of believe that the market is going to go for that. Of course, now at the moment now it's about 160 points away. I still think that it's possible to see 28,361, and of course we can save that period. Now for the Nikkei on the TWB chart, right, can we just bring it in, make it bigger? Right, you can see very clearly now that the pivot 1 is at 28,544, pivot 2 is 28,679, 28,269. So it's pretty nearby to the KCB level. So all I can say is this, maybe today we not have some big movement, because you can see they are all heavily supported by the BNB RL, which is like 28,424. Okay, write it down somewhere. Okay, so if the market do pull back and lose 28,424 tomorrow or next day, then of course the selling can bring it down all the way to about 28,269, which is something that I mentioned just a moment ago. All right, we understand that the thing is that things can go even lower, but let's just go bit by bit, okay, size by size. Okay, so we are done with Nikkei. Let's look at the other market like FTSE now, shall we? Now, FTSE is coming off right now. It's a second black candle day at the moment. So where it's going to hit? Well, most likely going to go down to 78.55. Yeah, that's where things really belongs. If feeling fond of that. So based on the chart, right, 78.55 is possible. Upside wise could be all the way the black candle, which is here, and that it will be able to give you an answer. That is the hold on, yeah, the BNB RL, which is 79.04. So it's not too far away. Like you asked me at this point here is 79.04, and well, this one is at 78.55. Okay, you're 20 points away. All right, so let's see how it goes. Now for the pivot, right? Wow, so tight. This is very rare. So that means that very strong, likely there'll be a very strong what we call a breakthrough. It's either going to be a break upside or a break downside. Now, if the market breaks downside to 78.58, then most likely we can see the reunification. All right, this one here. But then again, I will say that because MA30 and MA200 is all above, all trading below you guys, so it may be a tough decision. Yeah. Okay, so that gives us away the FTSE. Let's look at DAX right now. Now DAX is coming off, and it really came and went for the KCB, which is given right now. You can see that 15.81801 is given. Now, because you can see today the market open already, right, is break below MLP, and then for pivot 2, once he loses his friend, he get into this point here. So all I can say is this: if this continue, we can see coming down forward, and maybe we're going to see him again at 15,583 level. Okay, all right. So something to take note of. Okay, we're done with the indices. I think pretty good, right? Let's look at the currency right now, the dollar yen. Now, the dollar yen is kind of sideways at the moment. The next upside could be as high as 36.13. Where we are right now is 134.80, so there's some distance. Well, the thing is this, for dollar yen, it's kind of interesting. Dollar yen now has touched the MLP today, and it's trying to merge up higher. The target is 135.36, which is about 50 basis point from where we are right now. It's not too difficult. It's possible. So let's see what happens next. All right. So that is the dollar yen, and let's look at the euro. Now for euro, it's kind of sideways the last few days, but at least it managed to cover the black candle. So from opening, it covered the black candle already. So the thing is, it's very intriguing right now. Where should we go in? Well, you can still go and test, okay, and then go higher, because that is where the this is where things really happen. All right. Okay. So what we want is that the market go past these two numbers, and if possible, go all the way to here to 1.10 for the euro. Now for the TWB chart, right, we can see very clearly the BNB and the BNB SL and RL already. So all I can say is that if the market do move All right, expected wise, you can see the BNB RL or watch out for the BNB SL. Okay. Okay, now we are done with the currency. There's euro. Let's look at the other market, shall we? Suppose that pound, yeah, pound is here. Pound have just covered itself also beautifully, the white candle. And judging from here, it has broke below MLP, so it should be heading towards the MA30, which is 1.2389. And of course, if it goes lower, wow, things can get scarier. It can go all the way down to wait a minute, 22716. Okay, there's some error here. And the downside will be all the way to 1.23264. Okay. All right, so this is the pound, should be coming down to 1.23716. This should be the first target. It should be going if it's going down, yeah, at the moment. Okay, so watch out for this. Thank you if you guys spotted it. Okay, we're done with the currency. Let's look at the commodity, shall we? All right, commodities, let's go in. Okay, for commodities wise, like crude oil, we have shared with you that if the market can stay above $80, we are good to go. But unfortunately, yesterday there was some news coming in regarding the dollar and the BRIC side. So the crude oil price continued to fall, and that is a very big gap over here. So the thing is, this most likely will need to go down to do this again. But the thing is that now with the market coming down, it is possible for it to cover gap soon, right? It could be, what's the gap level? Just giving back about maybe $75.50. And of course, then after that, we will see how to arrange ourselves. So this is the target that I think crude oil could be going 75.50. Now, crude oil have just broke below the pivot 2. That means that it's a sell signal. So 77.10 should be the nearby target. Anything lower than this means that you're going to go for the BNB, then that is at 74.27. Wow, that will be a very big movement downwards, yeah, if you ask me. Okay, so that is crude oil. I'm also done with crude oil. Let's look at gold and silver. Okay, so for the gold market, you can see very clearly for gold, it's a black candle. So most likely going to search for the next available KCB, which is that 1991 done deal, because it's where it got supported. Second deal was the one that I'm aiming for, 1984. And of course, there one that I missed it a little bit because now I learned my lesson. It's 1968, and that is a fresh chocolate bar, which the market almost got it, if not for $2. Okay, so don't worry, if things are going to be bad, it should be able to come back down once again. Yeah. Now for the gold on the gold chart, right, have a strong BNB are out there, and that number that is 1990. So as long as, okay, right, someone is free 1990, this will be a very good time to book some profit. If the market breaks below the BNB RL, then selling is expected. Yeah. Now we are pretty near to the 95% mark, 1971. Yeah. So let's take note of that. KSI is definitely green, and KCX is just sprouting, but not yet. All right, we haven't seen the worst. But only when you see KSI turn red, or the thing that the blue bars turn fully blue all the way down, then we may have a problem. Okay, so now let's say silver. Silver is also pulling down like gold, and most likely it should be going down to, wow, there's a few areas here. Those are all the standby place. The one that really needs you is here, 24.53. That is about 60-70 cents away. So it's a 3%. Yeah. So not very kind, but things happen. So for today, it's a DJDD for silver. As long as it breaks below $5, right, the selling will continue. If it breaks fully, then of course you are done. All right. So watch out for that. Okay. And done on gold and done on silver. Let's look at the Bitcoin and Ethereum to wrap it up. Now, Bitcoin, I was saying earlier, right, Bitcoin should be coming down to 28,106 because that is what you should do. Okay, what you do, yeah. So you look at the TWB chart, we show that it's a short today, but it has great trouble breaking to this 28,652. It tested earlier, but it was a quick one, so it missed it out. So now try again, yeah. KSI is green still. Yeah, the KSI is green. It's not lowering or higher. It's green still. The numbers are same, and then followed by some KCX at the moment. So from here itself, we can see that the boys are actually buying as the price goes down, but there are some selling pressure from the retail or some speculators. So do take note that there's going to be a fight over here. And last but not least is Ethereum. I told you guys to be very careful with Ethereum. I told you guys on anything 2100, just sell and just go away. And if you hit the advice, congratulations to you. If you didn't hear my advice, okay, the next thing is I do expect it may go down all the way to 19. You have to come down all the way to 1906 area. Now today is a BCYR on the day chart, so by right you should have some selling, and the selling should be able to bring down to MA30 or even meta, right? So pivot 2, right? So I suspect that maybe if things really push to the corner, there's a chance to see pivot 2 traded. Okay, it is possible. And KSI is red with some KCX at the moment now that continue the downside pressure, if you ask me. All right, that'll be all for today. Hope you enjoyed this video, and this Cal going off this. Bye.